Hello everyone! As you can see by my nunchucks, as well as my dragon symbol, I am Ninja Minion Michelle, and today we are going to be discussing for this Music Talk Tuesday Halloween theme songs. Yes, Halloween theme songs. These theme songs are intended to be Halloween oriented or sort of revolve around the elements that are associated with Halloween. And these theme songs come from either TV shows, even TV or TV and movies, and even a ride. At one point, one of the songs revolves around that. So there's a lot of things that are sort of classified within this list. So it's not limited to just movies or just television. There is a lot more associated with it because I try to provide ones that sort of have a list that sort of have combinations at times, and I think this one is sort of a perfect example. So without further ado, let me discuss the first theme, which is Psycho by Bernard Herrmann. The Psycho theme music has a very interesting approach in trying to sort of create an eerie environment for its audience. Not only is it eerie and kind of slow and mysterious at times, but it climbs up to a point of intensity. There's just points where it just has this duh, 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 and that really brings in the amount of sort of horror that is reflected onto such a film as Psycho, and it really gives the audience a sense of what's really going on with the film and what the film tries to set up. And it does really bring you into that terrified mood. It really does have this uncomfortable tone to it that gets you sucked in sort of into the world that the film ultimately tries to establish, as well as what really the music establishes with that film. And if you want to play some kind of creepy background music once the kiddies come to your door on this Halloween, this music is definitely worth considering because it does provide you that sense of being intimidated while at the same time completely and utterly terrified. Because again, it has those elements. It has this element of creepiness and mystery, and then at the same time it jumps on you with this sheer intensity that really drives sort of the tone of the film, and I think really gives off a very scary effect. Now the next song that I wanted to briefly address is by the film Halloween, and it's technically called Halloween by John Carpenter. And this one has a fairly similar but yet different approach than what Psycho provides. This theme is very kind of quiet. It doesn't try to pounce on you with certain doses of sharpness, or it doesn't try to put you on edge, but it does give you this sense of mystery, of the darkness. It does bring in these kinds of, mysterious elements. It almost feels like somebody's watching you when you're listening to the music. It also feels like you're in sort of a fairly creepy place, like you're at a haunted house, or you're at a graveyard. You're somewhere where you're vulnerable. And you do feel sort of lost. At least that's how sort of I feel when I listen to this music. It feels like you're going through this maze of darkness and you don't know where you are, and you don't have the capacity to control what's going on around you. And I think this vulnerability aspect is really sort of displayed within the music and sort of the instrumentals, especially with the piano, especially when the piano is going really quickly at times, when it's just like do 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 do. It does bring out this 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 frightening feeling of just being alone and incapable of um, changing the circumstances that you're in. And that's sort of, I think, the idea behind a lot of Halloween-oriented content. It's designed to give you the creeps, while at the same time making you feel vulnerable and scared. So that's really an important part, I think, that this theme really does well. Now, the third song that I wanted to briefly address is called Ghostbusters by Ray Parker Jr., and this song is very different than the previous songs that I've mentioned, because this song isn't really scary at all, or creepy for that matter. It's just plain goofy, it's eccentric, it tries to be eerie, but then it just comes off as, you know, just completely just completely nonsensical. And the reasoning for that, and to why I think it's associated with Halloween, is usually when we're kids and we sort of realize what certain things are within Halloween, like how, you know, the skeletons are fake, and, you know, the you know, the things are that things move by, you know, like animatronics or things like that. There is this sense of, I think, laughter and you know, there's this release of not taking Halloween so seriously. And I think that's really what this kind of Ghostbusters theme entails. It really gives you this idea of, you know, it's all designed to not be real. It's just there to scare you and sort of have fun. That's the idea behind Halloween, and sort of the idea behind this kind of music. It's supposed to not be taken seriously, but at the same time, it also holds a place in sort of expressing, you know, the sort of fun that's associated with Halloween. You know, the idea that, you know, it's not about just scaring you, it's about you having fun and just going out there and, you know, maybe scaring other people and then just sort of laughing at one another. So it really gives off that effect. And it definitely works for especially the film that Ghostbusters tries to set up, and it's very it's just a really good sort of, I guess, marketing song too, because, you know, you do feel sort of like you're being marketed to when the song plays, especially when it's a part of, you know, the Ghostbusters commercials and things like that. So in order to get that, you'll have to see the film, but I think it's definitely worth showcasing on Halloween because it's a lot of fun. Can it be overplayed at times? Yes, I think that's fairly understandable, but I still feel like it encapsulates the idea of Halloween fairly well. So definitely, I think, worth considering. Now, the next one that I wanted to briefly address is called Grinning Ghost, aka the Screaming Song by Buddy Baker. I think he was the composer, and it was written by Atencio. Now, the interesting thing about this song is that it was actually part of a ride initially. It's the song of a ride. It's like the theme song of a ride, which is rather interesting and sort of funny. But basically, Walt Disney wanted to have a Haunted Mansion ride, and the composer and the writer basically made this song sort of dedicated to that ride. And you will see this song being played on the ride for the majority of the year. I think, though, on Halloween as well as Christmas time, they make it the Nightmare Before Christmas themed, so they'll have music associated with that and not with a Haunted Mansion theme song. But despite that, this song is rather interesting in its approach because it does have this sense of it does have this sense of goofiness like the Ghostbusters theme. It does feel a little bit uh, like it's designed to sort of be cartoonish and kind of um, musical oriented, because it does sort of sound like a musical song. Um, and At the same time, it though still sounds eerie at certain points and kind of creepy and uh, a little bit mysterious, and so it has a lot of personality. I think this song, especially with the vocalist, because with the lyrics you do get a lot of personality because there are different vocalists sort of singing their parts, and you see how those different ghosts and you know they're and really the song brings in this idea of ghosts are just here to have fun and they're just here to amuse themselves, and we've come here to socialize, as it says in the song. We just want to have fun. That's what we're here to do. And I think that's really a lot of what, again, the Ghostbusters song kind of brings up. And it sort of ties in, though, this sense of creepiness, this sense um, of the unknown, especially with the narration at the end of the song when it says, "Be sure to bring your death certificate," and the narrator's just kind of going on discussing how you should come back, and it does bring in some creepiness, but again, it does really sort of balance us out with this completely goofy sort of premise of all these ghosts coming and just socializing in one place. So it's definitely, I think, worth recommending, and if you enjoy the ride and you enjoy the song, you will, I think, you definitely enjoy the song. I just don't think a lot of people enjoyed the Eddie Murphy film because, again, they made a film based around the Haunted Mansion, supposedly. But without further ado, let me discuss the last theme, which is the Twilight Zone theme. This theme has great narration, which really enhances the atmosphere. The instrumentals are, I think, really well done. They give you the sense of mystery, of the unknown, of what basically you're in for. It provides a real sense of what the TV show provides, as well as what sort of Halloween gives off. And Halloween is designed to be a holiday centered around mystery and the unknown, and the incomprehensible, the terror, the mystery. All of these things are really what bring out Halloween, and I think this song does it really well. And even though it's really, really short, because again, it's just the opening theme, it still leaves this deep impact because it's sort of getting you into the mood of what the Twilight Zone as a show did, and that was to bring about these various mysteries to its audience and sort of give a creepy vibe. And I think as a result, there's a deep impact, and I think it's definitely worth recommending if you enjoy this kind of I think really interesting blend of strangeness, as well as this sense of intensity too, that kind of sort of resembles Psycho in a way, but it's kind of just a little bit more subdued, I think. But it's definitely, I think, worth recommending. And something to play too when the kitties come up to the door, especially if you have the narration there. It must be great. But I think, though, that's really ultimately all I can say about all of these songs. These are all the songs that I have compiled in this list. I hope as a ninja I accomplished my task. And I hope all of the other minions also do a good job of expressing what they would like to talk about. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great day, week, month, and year, especially in this month of Halloween. And also, I will be sure to put all of the songs in the description for your enjoyment. and I hope to have hopefully I can come again. I'm not sure, but we'll see what the evil twin Michelle has in store. But thank you, and I will hopefully see you all again. But if not, then have a pleasant month.